Alongside head football coach Joe Austin, I'm Kid McConnico. Pirates, a tough loss to the number 9 ranked Hardin-Simmons University Cowboys, 49-35 in this one. Coach, your Pirates more first downs, but you committed more penalties in this one. What would you say was the story of the game?
Our inability to stop the run. That's been something that we've been pretty good at. It ended up being, we hoped it was something that would be a good matchup for it, and ended up not being a good matchup. They exposed our lack of size, I guess. They pushed us around pretty well. We wanted to make them one-dimensional. We knew they had some good receivers. We wanted to make sure that the pass game was all they could get, and we couldn't really do that. So when they were two-dimensional, that became a difficult thing for us.
The Cowboys averaging about 10 yards a play, I should say, on offense. Now 3-4 in conference. Are your Pirates looking ahead? You'll be on the road this weekend, headed up to Howard Payne. How do you rebound after a loss like this?
Well, kids are resilient. It's more about physical recovery, I think, than emotional. We knew we had to play really well, and you mentioned penalties. It's one of the things that we're not going to be able to do to beat the number 9 team is we can't commit more penalties. We needed to be really clean, and we weren't really clean. And some of those penalties were at really poor times. It was a 2-score game in the fourth quarter, and we started off a drive, a chance to get to 1 touchdown with a false start penalty, 91st and 15. And our 3 plays we had, we gained 14 yards. But first and 15 is tough, right? So it ended up being 4th and 1. It's just a difficult situation to put yourself in. So I think our guys will recover. Emotionally, I think they'll be fine. They're resilient. Young men, kids are resilient, and so that won't be a big deal, I don't think.
When we spoke with you last week, obviously the inclement weather had been an issue in your preparations. You weren't able to get out on the field. Do you think that played a role in this one at all?
Well, possibly, but they just were physically better than us in some areas. They were able to limit a little bit of our run game, which we would like to have a little bit more of that. But definitely their run game really was better than our run defense, and so they exposed some of our physical weaknesses there. They just did a really nice job. You have to tip your hat to them.
Injuries have been an issue this year for the Pirates, especially along both the offensive and defensive line. What would you say the current health of your side is?
Well, we're just barely hanging on. There's a lot of illnesses going on that are non-football related, things you can't control, normal football things. It was a physical football game. We're doing this interview on Wednesday. There's guys that are still trying to recover and get ready to play. So there'll be, I think, several game time decisions, guys that haven't been able to do a whole lot in practice this week. Maybe this evening that'll change, and then maybe in our last practice on Friday we'll be able to get some guys in. But definitely we didn't have any surgically necessary injuries out of that game, but a lot of guys had some soft tissue and a lot of bruising and contusions. Just they kind of beat us up.
And Pirates on the road this weekend, headed out to Howard Payne on Saturday. Make sure you check out SU Football Weekly tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at the Sheraton in Georgetown. David Brandenburg, Chris Crawford, the guests this week. Always a lot to talk about. A great show over there on SHN Sports. Coach, good luck and best of luck in your road trip, and hoping for a bounce-back victory.